Many people around the world were shocked by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's claim that India was involved in the assassination of a Sikh leader in Canada. The timing of Trudeau's announcement indicates how delicate the situation is from a diplomatic standpoint, as the Canadian probe was well underway by the time of the G20 conference in India. But the Prime Minister held off making the allegation public until after the event. According to his spokesman Max Blaine, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has no plans to join Canada in dismissing any Indian ambassadors and would continue to hold trade negotiations with India. The statements made by Trudeau also concern President Joe Biden, who recently returned from the G20 conference with improved ties with India. The international response to Nijja's murder contrasts with, for instance, the response to Russia's alleged poisoning of Sergei and Yulia Skripal in the UK in 2018, which led numerous Western partners to expel diplomats and put sanctions on Vladimir Putin's government. Given their own individual national interests in India, Canada's friends might issue broad condemnations, but are unlikely to take to the megaphone. Sikh radicals hijacked several Indian aircraft in the early 1980s. In order to expel Bhindranwale and his supporters who were hiding there, the Indian Army invaded Amritsar's Golden Temple in June 1984 on instructions from Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The attack on the temple angered the Sikh community and resulted in the deaths of Bhindranwale and numerous civilians. The next October, 2 of Gandhi's Sikh bodyguards killed her in retaliation. That sparked violent anti-Sikh riots that resulted in hundreds of fatalities and a government crackdown that led many adherents of the faith to seek safety overseas. In comparison to the 1980s, the separatist movement in India isn't nearly as active today. The rise of separatist sentiment in Punjab province, however, has alarmed Indian authorities. BJP, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, sees the culture and history of the dominant religion as essential to the nation's identity. The prevalence of sectarian violence has increased under Modi's administration. There is undoubtedly some support among the Sikh diaspora for a separate nation. Sikhs for Justice, a US-based organization, has been encouraging diaspora people to participate in a non-binding referendum on establishing an independent nation. The Indian government has voiced concerns about Sikh activists causing destruction at its diplomatic posts in Canada, the UK, and the US. However, Tejinder Singh Sidhu of the World Sikh Organization insists that their mainstream movement for an independent Khalistan is non-violent and hasn't recently caused any incidents of domestic violence. Even while the question of Canadian support for Sikh secession never went away, it appeared that bridges were being repaired as Canada warmed to the concept of enhancing relations with India in order to counter its deteriorating relationship.